What's up, everybody? It's Walter, your favorite historian and professor. Today's date is June 26, 2026. So, Prince Harry is scheduled to go back to the UK to meet with his father, King Charles III, in July of this year. And this has caused no small amount of controversy in the UK itself, and more specifically within the royal family. Now, it is obvious and perfectly understandable why King Charles, who is now almost 80 years old and not in the best of health, would be more than willing to reconcile with his youngest son. Okay, that's obvious. Any parent would, even if that child has gone extremely wayward. We have our greatest example in sacred scripture with the prodigal son, and indeed Harry is the definition of the prodigal son. All right, dad did not turn his son away, no matter how wayward or how driftward he became. He welcomed him back with open arms, and that is the way King Charles is essentially doing it. It's a gradual process. Charles is more than willing to meet with him, but that does not mean that the rest of the royal family and establishment is on board with that. Again, same in sacred scripture. One of the greatest opponents of this meeting is Harry's older brother, of course, Prince William. William, perhaps more than any of the other royals, is the most adamant against the king, his father, meeting with Harry at all or having anything to do with Harry. William, at this point, wants nothing to do with his younger brother. I feel I'm pretty safe in saying that the connection between the two brothers at this point is dead. William is very hardline, very traditionalist when it comes to preserving the integrity, structure, and institution of the monarchy itself, and is willing to defend the monarchy at all costs. William sees Harry and all of his antics as a threat to the stability of the monarchy as a whole, and thus wants nothing to do with his younger brother. Kate has taken a slightly softer stance, but of course she's not going to directly go against her husband on this matter. But she has, from what I've read, encouraged him to be a little bit more receptive to Harry. I don't know if that's going to work. I think William is pretty set in his ways, based on what I've read. William has always been like that. Once he's made his mind up, that's that. Another royal who is against that is Queen Camilla. Queen Camilla is not to be present when Harry visits the UK in July. She is said to be away on her country estate in Birmingham, I believe, during the duration of Harry's visit. I don't know about the status of other royals, whether senior or lower ranking, but as for many of the main ranking working royals, most want absolutely nothing to do with the wayward Harry. Okay? And I have to say, I can certainly see both sides here. A few years back, Harry and Meghan did everything in their power to trash the monarchy and trash family. In the way I was raised, you don't air family dirty laundry to the world to see. Family might be less than ideal at times, but you keep family matters private. You don't air them to the world. And that's exactly what Harry did. He trashed his family and aired all the problems to the entire world in his book and on Oprah. With Oprah, rather, and so it's understandable why many of the royals want nothing to do with him at this point. I can't say I blame them, but again, I can also see Charles's position, being that he is Harry's father, and it is only natural that a parent, again, no matter how wayward their child may go, a parent is always going to have some spot for that child in their heart. Especially when the child seeks reconciliation and, at least at face value, appears to wish to make amends for their past misdeeds. This is especially true with mothers, but it's also true with fathers. Again, the biblical reference is the prodigal son you know, where the wayward son went off and blows all his money, and then when he's finally reduced to nothing, he goes crawling back to his father, who welcomes him with open arms. The other son, you know, chastises his father. Father, why are you welcoming him back? I'm the loyal one. I did everything for you, no matter what, no questions asked, and you didn't treat me half as good as you treat him. And so the father had to remind him, both of you are my sons, and everything that I have is yours. Okay? Now, we don't know ultimately what the nature of the relationship was from that point forward between the two brothers, but you certainly see the resentment from the older son with the younger son. And it's certainly no different here with Harry and William when it comes to Charles. Okay? Charles is not just going to clearly, you know, banish his son and want nothing more to do with him, especially in his advancing age, and again, not so ideal health at this point. So we shall see how this all works out when Harry visits the UK in July of 2026, and see how far the bridge mending goes between the prince and the king. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. Leave them in the comments below, and we can have a lot of great discussion on this definitely conversation-worthy topic. Take care of yourself, stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you at the next video. Professor Shelton, the Blue Collar Scholar, out. Peace.